What's up guys, Lewdi here with Cozy Owlets. I'm bringing you another CGC returns video that I'm extremely pumped about. So this box here, I just got it today. I'm extremely excited to crack it open, see what my grades are. The first 10 cards that I got back from CGC, I didn't get a 10. I'm hoping for a 10. I do have another 200 or so submitted to CGC already that are waiting to be graded, but I've got 50 back from them so far. I didn't want them to have subgrades on these cards, but after learning more about grading and collecting, I kind of realized that a CGC card without subgrades, I think is less valuable than one with subgrades. Doesn't matter what grade it gets. Even if it comes back a 6 or maybe it's not as valuable of a card, it's still worth having subgrades on the cards. So I decided to reach out to them and ask if it was too late for me to add subgrades to the order. And they actually, because they hadn't graded them yet, agreed to charge my card for the subgrade fees and get me subgrades on the last 40. But here it is. This thing is heavy compared to the first one. The first box that I got, there was only 10 cards. This has got 40, so let's crack it open and try to get through these as fast as we can. So I've cut the tape. Let's open the box. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to slide. Okay, here we go. Slide this up. Whoa. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it goes the other direction. Okay, let's flip it over. I think they were upside down. There you go. So here's the back of the very first card. Yeah, you know what? This is looking pretty good. I do see some scuffing on the back, so the surface is probably not going to get that great of a grade. I don't know if you guys can see that scuffing on the bottom of this card, but let's flip it over. Oh, look at that. We got the Emolga. Surface actually got a 9, which is super surprising to me. I pulled this card out of Legendary Treasures way back in like 2016 when I was opening cards for YouTube. And this has just kind of been in a sleeve, loose in a box for like years. I've moved across states with this card. I've probably moved 4 or 5 times with this card just in a sleeve, in a box, and it got an 8.5. So I am super happy with that. I just love the sparkles that this card has. So let's put that down and let's grab the next card. The back on this one does as well have a little bit of scuffing. It's got some white specks on the edges up there. So this is definitely not a 10. Ooh, we got the Mew from the same set, Radiant Collection from Legendary Treasures, but it got the 9 as compared to the 8.5 Emolga. So I'm super happy with that because the Mew is my favorite of these full art cards from Radiant Collection. And oh my goodness, that is just such a good looking card. A 9 on a Mew EX. This as well, it just had a sleeve loose in a box for years and I couldn't be happier with this grade. Okay, next card. So this card here as well has some scuffing on the back. I'm betting it's from the same set. Let's see. A Reshiram. This also got a 9. The corners are an 8.5. I'm actually surprised that they gave the corners of this one an 8.5. It looks like a 7 or a 6 to me. But I mean, these two corners do look good. So maybe that's why. I love this card. These Radiant Collection cards, they're just so pretty. Next card. Pretty clean edges, pretty clean corners. The surface looks good. Ooh, oh my goodness, we got a 9.5 on the Meowth VMAX promo card. Got a 10 on the centering, 10 on the corners, 10 on the edges, but a 9 on the surface. That is rough. Let me take a look. I'm not seeing any issues with the surface, honestly. It got a 9 though. Does have some scratching here, but that's on the case. I'm surprised the centering got a 10 because it seems to be a bit off on the back here. It's a little thinner here than it is on this side. But I mean, a 9.5, if that surface would have just been bumped up to a 9.5, this would have got a pristine 10 and that would have been amazing, but still happy with the 9.5 on that Meowth. All right, next card. This one has dots on all 4 corners of the edges, so I'm not expecting anything too crazy. It's just a really, really common flaw in a lot of the cards that you get. Just The way that they cut the cards, you get these dots. I don't know if it's like a perforation that they pop the card out of its place or something like that, and it just leaves these white dots on the corners. Let's see what it is. The Umbreon and Darkrai promo card out of that Umbreon and Darkrai, what is it, that Evolutions tag team box you can buy. That is such a good looking card though. The surface on this one got a 10. If only I could just swap the surfaces on these two cards, they would have kept their grade. This would have stayed a 9, but this would have been a 10. That would have been nice. But yeah, the Umbreon and Darkrai, 10 on the surface, 9.5 on the edges, 9 on the corners and the centering. I do see it's a little bit off top to bottom, so that's probably where it got that. The edges do look good though. Yeah, it's true. I don't see much on the edges. It looks good. All right, let's grab the next one. Okay, so I'm immediately seeing a lot of whitening on all of the corners. There's whitening here on this edge. There's whitening up at the top. So this is probably not going to get too good of a grade. I'm assuming it's an older card. Yeah, it's my Primal Groudon EX. So this card I also pulled back in 2016, opening cards on YouTube. Yeah, lots of whitening on all the edges. Let's see. Surface got a 9.5. So the surface looked pretty good, but the corners edges got an 8. The centering got a 9. Corners and edges are pretty rough, so that is completely understandable. Happy with this grade, honestly. Not happy with the way that I treated my cards though. All right, this one, I definitely am seeing white up in the top and in the corners. Shaman EX from the Radiant Collection. This one got an 8.5. 8.5 on the centering. Ooh, I do see that. You can see there's like hardly any black on the bottom of that border. Left to right looks good, but yeah, the edges and the corners, pretty rough. Surface got a 9. Edges got an 8.5. Corners actually got a 9, which I'm surprised about. I mean, there is, I guess, there's like a small white dot there, and then there's some white dots in the corner up there as well. Pretty happy with this grade. An 8.5 is not a bad grade at all. So let's see what this card is. We got some white dots in the corners. Edges look pretty clean. I don't see any scuffing on the surface. Let's flip it over. Ooh, it's the Excadrill character card out of Cosmic Eclipse. Cosmic Eclipse has just become one of my favorite sets. I've been opening it a lot more recently. I've got like 60 packs of Cosmic Eclipse that I'll open up on stream. Just the other day, we pulled this Weavile here, and then we also pulled the day before that, this beautiful Pikachu character card that I'll definitely be submitting probably to CGC. Keep an eye out for that if you guys are watching. But this Excadrill got a 9. Let's see what it got. It got a 8.5 on centering, and I am seeing that small yellow border up in the top. I mean, the surface, corners, edges all got 9, 9.5. So I'm pretty happy with this grade. A 9, like I said, not a bad grade. So this card, I'm seeing one small white speck up there in that top right corner. One small white speck in the bottom left. Ooh, 9.5 on the Torkoal character card. This is gorgeous. The 9.5 centering, it's just a bit thicker on the bottom. Surface got a 9.5, edges got a 9.5, corners got a 9, and that is understandable because of these small dots. I'm surprised they didn't give it a 9.5 though, unless there's something on the front. It's a lot harder to see any issues with the front of the cards because it's just a lighter color. Like on the back, it's a dark, deep blue, and you can really see any white specks. If there's a white speck on the front, you can't really see that very well, because it just blends in with that yellow. But a 9.5, super happy with that Torkoal grade. No 10s yet though. So this card, I'm immediately seeing a bunch of white up in the top. There's some white on the corners, especially the top two corners. I'm not expecting anything too much from this. We've got whitening all the way down the right side. It's not factory anything, I don't think. It looks like I dinged it up. Let's see what it is. An 8.5 on the Aggron. Yeah, the corners and the edges got dinged pretty hard, but the surface got an 8.5. Looking at the surface here, I'm not seeing anything too crazy. No scratches, no scuffs, no bends on the front. I am also not really seeing anything. I mean, they look at this stuff with microscopes. They look at this stuff really, really close. So any flaws or anything, they would be able to notice. Maybe it's not something that you can immediately see with the naked eye. I'm just surprised it got an 8.5. Centering got a 9. 8.5 on this card. Honestly, with all the whitening on the edges and the corners, I'm not bummed about this at all. This is definitely a fair grade. Just curious about that surface. Hey everybody, Future Lewdi here, and I just wanted to give you guys a quick update. If you guys watched my last CGC returns video, you guys definitely would have seen that the Charizard that they sent back to me had a little bit of debris inside of the case. And we said that we would update you guys in the next CGC returns video, and so I have an update. So I sent them a DM on Twitter, and they also reached out to me after seeing the video. Every single card that they grade, they image, and you can see that in the certification when you look it up. And I couldn't see the debris. I looked in the corners, I looked at the bottom, top, left, right, front, back. I could not see that debris. So when they imaged the card, they couldn't see it. They didn't send it out knowing that there was debris inside of the case. They provided me a free shipping label to send the Charizard back in for reholdering. They said that they would do it for free, fix the issue, send it back to me, and if any damage happened to the card, that they would take care of it. I was really happy with that, so I sent that back in. They had it for 4 days. I got it back super, super quick. This enormous box has one card inside of it. It's such a huge box. It's got one card. There it is. Really like the packaging, how well protected everything is. Lots of cardboard, lots of protection, lots of padding, just everything just so well done. But let's go ahead and take a look at this Charizard. It looks so fantastic. It kept its Gem Mint 9.5 grade, 9.5 centering, 9 on the surface, 9.5 corners, 9.5 edges. Pretty sure that is the exact same grade that it had before I sent it in. The case is secure, nothing is inside of it, and I'm a happy guy. I'm absolutely just psyched out of my mind to see this Charizard, no debris, ready to display. They took care of me. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are interested in buying any of these cards, I've got them up on my eBay. Link is in the description. And make sure you guys jump in the Discord, follow us over on Twitter and on Instagram, and stay cozy.